What is up, everybody? I hope everybody's having a fantastic Monday. Tony Cotillo here, Heat Ratio Sports, the youth sports version. Just want to give everybody a quick update because when certain things get in my head, I like to talk about them. And I want to let everybody know and understand that this is still going forward. It's still April 8th, getting ready for that first episode, which is going to be great. Cannot wait about it. Just wanted to give everybody a little insight as well as because there's been some questions and I want to give everybody some answers. So there's been some questions about what this is all going to be about. Right. I continue to get them, which is good. I love it. And again, I love all the support. I love all the questions. I love all the comments. I love all the suggestions, which is unbelievable. And continue to make them come on. Continue to pop in my DMs. Continue to give me an idea of something maybe I don't know that's out there, something I don't know that's going on. I want this to be a community type of thing. And I wanted to just talk real quick as I do these introductory things here about what this is going to be about. I've said this before. I'll say it again. It's not just going to be positive. It's just not going to be negative. It's going to be everything. But it's going to have one common theme. Okay, and I labeled this quick use sports segment that I call pressure and pain because sometimes conversations you have with specific people, whether they're friends of yours, whether they're associates or colleagues, it doesn't matter, but sometimes they spark up thoughts and they spark up theories, which is great, and that's what I love about it. So just to give you a quick insight, last week I posted about kids being told they cannot play high school sports if or they cannot play club ball if they're on the high school team. Nothing specific, no specific sport, just in general. This is something I've heard for years. This is something I continue to hear, and I just posed a question about it. And I want to be a honest conversation, and that's what's great. See, here's the funny thing. It's great when you could actually have an open dialogue and an open discussion, not get beat down because you agree, not get beat down because you disagree, but maybe open some eyes up to help people understand. And that is my main focus here. I want people to not be short sighted. I want people to understand. I want people to not go into this thing, and get completely blindsided by something that may or may not happen. Because a lot of people that are going to tune in, a lot of people that are going to contribute are people that have had these discussions, people that have had these unfortunate experiences, people that have had these great experiences. And we're going to highlight all of them. We're going to highlight all of them. So, one of my biggest things, and I want to bring this back up again, my man David checking in. What's up, David? How you doing, buddy? I'm going to be live later on talking some MLB, talking some football, talking a bunch of other things. We're bringing some late nights back tonight. Looking forward to that. So stay tuned for that. So I brought up the whole cannot play club ball if you're playing high school ball, and I didn't know what to think about it. I'm going to be honest with you. At first, I was angry. I was irate. How could somebody tell you that, right? And then I got into a discussion with a really good friend of mine, which this is what I love. And this is listen, I love the conversations we had on Facebook because this is going to be a big topic. Okay. Everything I talk about is kind of like a prelude to things that I'm going to talk about on a much bigger spectrum. Okay. I'm going to reach out to specific coaches, whether they be, local youth coaches, whether they be national high school coaches. Okay. I want them all. And I'm going to get opinions. And that's what's going to be great. We may talk about one topic for like 4 weeks straight, but here's the best thing. That topic is going to be broken down by a lot of different personalities and people. Okay? So, bring us back to the main focus here. And that is, excuse me. That is kids not being able to play both high school sports and club travel ball. And I get it, right? I understand that everybody's going to say, well, there's another season and there's this and that. I understand. Let's talk specifically soccer. Okay. I talk that because I coach it. No, listen, there's no secret. I coach soccer. Okay. So locally, people know who I am. Not everybody loves me. Not everybody hates me. It's a love hate relationship sometimes. It is what it is because not everybody agrees with my methodology. Not everybody agrees with my message, which is fine. And I'm going to get into that later. Okay. I'm going to give you the emails I've received, the letters I've received. Um, there's so much you have no idea. All just trying to make the best environment for kids to be able to be kids and play and be competitive. That's it. So I had a really good friend of mine reach out to me on the phone, and I had also great friends. Shout out Matt, shout out Bill, for giving me some really good information on what you guys felt. For people that have kids in the programs, for people that coach, because again, there is no right or wrong here. Okay, there's no right or wrong except when we get to the way the kids feel. Okay, that's what this is all about. There's no right or wrong until we get to the way the kids feel. Okay. That's the mental aspect of this that I really want to highlight. Okay. I was down at the Blue Coats yesterday. And again, they have a great fundraiser going on. Check out the DelawareBluecoats.com. They're auctioning off the purple jersey, mental health awareness, right? It's a huge deal. And I think we put a lot of pressure on our kids as athletes at a very young age. And it gives them much pain and much agony and much stress, and they don't need it, in my opinion. They don't need it. Okay. So, my good friend to me said he actually agrees with kids not playing both. And he had a great point. I'll be honest with you. He had a really good point. One I agree with and one I didn't. Okay. One was about injuries, which I didn't agree with, because right away, my biggest argument with that was injuries can happen anywhere. Why does it matter if the kid's in the backyard with cone set up and he's playing, he's twisting an ankle, or if he's on a practice field with a club team and he twists an ankle, right? What's the difference? Please explain it to me. Either way, they get hurt. I mean, you can't bubble wrap these kids and just hope that they can't do anything, right? And they're not going to break a bone, or they're not going to sprain, or they're not going to hyperextend, or they're not going to be doing anything, right? You just can't do that. I understand, right? So he made a good point, and he said, "Well, what about the stamina effect?" And he made a good point about, maybe it's because they recommend not overworking the child, right, or the player or the athlete, because they are very heavily worked throughout the week with practice schedules and games on the weekend, or games every day. And maybe the weekend should be time for them to relax and and not be and not have to play more games. Listen, very valid point, right? Very, very valid point. But here is my issue, and I'm going to continue to bring this up, and I'm going to get to the show in a minute. But just so everybody knows where I stand and what I'm trying to do here. The best part about that conversation that we had is it brought to light on his end and my end about the mental aspect of this topic. And mental health in our kids is so goddamn important, man. The stuff that they deal with today is on another level, right? It's on another level. And whether it be the messaging they see, whether it be the things that they read, whether it be something they hear in school, it's just it's a different level. And what came out of that great conversation with my good friend was why we're putting our kids under so much duress and so much pressure to make these decisions, and it's actually hurting them more than it's helping them, right? And unfortunately, what we came out to the conclusion was That's not going to change right now. It's not going to change today. It's not going to change tonight. It's unfortunate, but it's not. This system, this product, and that's what it is right now. Youth sports is a product. Okay? It's a product that has spun out of control, and there's nothing we can do at this point in time to stop the way these programs are being built. There's not. There's just not. It's unfortunate, but let's be real. There's not. But here is what I'm going to hold my hat on. Here is my absolute hope. Okay. My hope by creating this podcast, okay, and creating this show, and this is for all my haters out there, okay? The hope is knowing that I can't change what's happening today. I hope through the stories that we get from current athletes, from current parents, from current coaches, from current programs, these stories of good and bad, again, good and bad, isn't going to change what's happening tomorrow. But hopefully, my hope is that that parent right now that has that 7-year-old child or that 8-year-old child that's just getting ready to get on this train, hopefully, again, we're not going to change it, but maybe we can give them some substance of how to deal with these situations. So they're not blindsided like I was with my first child, like you were with your first child, and said, holy shit, what is this? This is much bigger than I ever thought it would be. Because guess what? There is no middle ground anymore. There's no middle ground. You're either a full-fledged travel kid or you're nothing. You're nothing. It sucks, but it's true, right? All the in-house programs have fell by the wayside because everybody wants to be travel. And now travel, like club travel, is technically your intramural, okay? And the elite, the elite level is the actual travel, okay? So what I want to do is hope to change the mindset of the parents and the kids that are just stepping into this landscape, to give them an idea, to give them a platform, okay, that's not narrative created, that's not fabricated, that's actually real life stories, real life experiences that have happened to me and that have happened to them on a positive and negative level. I also want to be an outlet for players and parents that just want to vent. Maybe they don't want to get on a microphone and talk about it. Maybe they want to go on social media and talk about it, but maybe they want to explain what has happened and how it has damaged them or their child. Okay. Maybe they want to talk about the great experiences they had, but also talk about how they navigated these chalky waters, what we call youth sports. Again, it helps. Listen, mental health is huge, and all this goes back to the mental health initiative. It all goes back to it. Whether you like me, whether you love me, whether you hate me, it doesn't matter. Okay. But all these stories that I'm going to tell have a mental health aspect to them. And that's why I created this show that is still unnamed, by the way, that is still coming out. But that's why I created it. I want people to be able to talk about what they want to talk about and that let other people understand they're not alone. Like right now, there's thousands of kids right now. Okay. This is tryout season for soccer. Okay. Right now, there are thousands of kids in the world that have no idea and are scared to death of what's going to happen if they get caught. Parents scurrying around right now going, oh my God, where is my kid going to play? Think about it. It's happening right now. People losing sleep, people losing meals, people getting mad at each other's throats, families, moms, dads. This shit is real, man. This shit is real. This is what's happening right now. All why? Because they hope they can find a spot for their kid to play. Right? Right here. It's mental. It affects the mental psyche. It affects everything. Okay? This whole initiative, pressure and pain, is all about the mental anguish that you can feel as a parent and an athlete in the youth sports perspective. It's very real and it's going to continue to be real. And what we want to do is bring those stories to you, help you. Let us help you. Let me be your voice. Okay. I am a huge wrestling fan. I am a huge CM Punk fan. And his initiative was always, his narrative was the voice of the voiceless. I would love to be your voice. Listen, I have been taken to many, many areas that we're going to go to. Many, many dirty waters I've been taken to. You have no idea. The stories I'm going to tell you are going to blow your mind. I know they blew my mind when it happened to me, but I'm not worried. I have no skin in the game anymore. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about who likes me. I'm not worried about who loves me. All I worry about is the kids. The kids are my main focus. I want these kids to understand. Okay. So, and if they're younger, I want their parents to understand, to talk to their kids and say, listen, you have an outlet. Listen, this happened to this person. Listen to this story. Okay. So when you're thinking about what should I do? My God, what am I going to do? How am I going to react? You can listen to an episode, a segment. Okay. You can reach out. Okay. Let me help you. Okay. I have no problem. If I can't help you, I will get somebody that will. But this needs to be done. This needs to be done. This needs to happen. Not enough people are willing to put their necks on the line. Not enough people are willing to speak up. Okay. And I get it. I understand it. I watch it every day. We all watch it every day. It could be the littlest things. I watch people, okay, on local community pages just ask about, hey, I saw a fire truck the other day. Does anybody know what happened? And they're mocked and they're ridiculed and they're bullied by idiots, by trash, by scumbags that have nothing else to do but to really terrify the 70-year-old woman who's wanting to know, oh my God, is somebody okay? That's what we have to deal with. And you know what that does? That takes that person, it takes that voice away. It takes the voice away because now they're afraid to say anything because they've been bullied on the internet. I don't care about them. Bring those bullies to me, man. I'm good. I have no problem whatsoever. Bring them to me. Let them message me. Let them DM me. Let's have a conversation. It's fine because these kids need help. These kids need help. I have been going to game after game after practice after practice to school, and I have so many just with my own eyes. Just with my own eyes. I've had so many conversations with parents over my 15 to 16 to 20 years of coaching. So many. All around, what do I do? All around, they never gave my kid a chance. You know how many kids I have on my team right now that came from other programs that kids weren't given a chance, right? They just weren't given a chance. And guess what? They didn't care about winning a trophy. They didn't care about going to Brazil. They just want to play, man. They want to play. They want to play on a full-fledged travel team, okay? And they want to be somebody in their minds. Now, we all feel like there's somebody, but think about that. They wanted to be somebody. They felt that was their only outlet to be somebody. That's where we're at, people. That's where we're at. That's what youth sports has done to our children. Now, again, we're not going to be able to change this tonight. We're not going to be able to change tomorrow. The narrative has flipped. It has shifted. And you know what? I understand. I do. But my point will always be the way you handle the shift is the way you ride the wave. Okay? So you can either stay on the wave, okay, and continue to maybe pivot side to side, but you don't have to jump off. Right now, people just want to jump off. And I'm here to say you don't have to. We're going to work through this. We're going to show you it's okay. Okay? And I promise, listen, my favorite guy's The Rock, right? I guarantee. How's that? I guarantee if you, as a listener, want to come on and grab a microphone and split screen it with me, we'll do it. If you want to get on the podcast and go behind the screen and talk on a microphone, let's do it. If you'd like to be interviewed about something that's happened to you, listen, I'm not Action News. I'm not CBS 3. But what I can tell you is I can help you get that word out. I promise you that. Okay? I promise you that. I can help you get the word out. Okay? But my main focus is by doing that, by showing you, it is okay to talk, by letting you know this has happened before, by giving you this outlet to prepare you for what is ahead, it is just what I need to do. It's what I need to do. And I feel like that's my listen. I am not a huge, let's say this. I'm not a huge spiritual person. Okay. Like, oh my God, I know this is going to happen. It never was. Okay. And lately, I've heard stories earlier in my career. I've always heard stories about, let's talk about the priesthood and people that would say, when did you decide you were going to become a priest? Like, how did you know? And they say it was my calling. God called me. For anybody who, for the God believers, right? And I am a firm believer of God. That God called me to this mission. He wanted me to be His voice. I always thought that was crap, honestly. I mean, I'm a 13-year-old kid in school. I'm like, whatever. Well, okay, you were called. What did you get a sign from above that said, "Hey, become a priest," right? But as I've gotten older, and as I've decided to shift my career into other areas and go full on into public relations and PR and sports media, I found that I think there's some truth to that because every time I post on Facebook, every time I drop a video, I have a lot of comments of people that are looking to talk. I have a lot of people that hit me up and they say, "Oh, could you cover this?" And I love it. And it shows me, I think this is what I was supposed to do. I think I could take all those bad experiences that I will talk about and I will call out, okay, that happened to me personally, And let's get this out there right now, okay? For anybody who wants to test me, for anybody who wants to come at me with slander or defamation, guess what? I hope you're ready to talk because this isn't fabricated. This is true in black and white, reports, letters, everything documented. So if you're coming, baby, come full. I'm ready. I'm right here. Okay. I'm telling this because it happened to me, because it set me into a spiral. It set my kid into a spiral. It set my other kid into a spiral. I lived it. I own it. I accept it. Okay. And some of those people are still in power today, which boggles my mind. I will tell you stuff that will make your hair spin. Okay. I feel like it is my mission, it is my calling, because it is going to help people deal with the circumstances that unfortunately that are in this predicament in the world of youth sports that they're dealing with. And it's true. It's all true. I am a different kind of coach. I've been doing it for years and I love every minute of it. When my son ages out, guess what? I have no more kids to coach, but I would love to be a coach again. And I will continue to pursue that and start as an unbiased person with no skin in the game, with just a group of kids learning how to play and try to be that secondary outlet. That's not $3,500 a year. That's not trips to Brazil. That's not, let's be all about the win. Okay. That's not me. It never will be. And I don't care it to be. And shout out to all the coaches that I know that are going to those programs that are all about that and trying to change that. I commend you. I do. I commend you for that. That's not easy to do. That's not easy to do, but and I'm not going to mention any names, but I know a few of them that follow me locally that are great people and that are trying to change that narrative. And kudos to them as well. See, I'm not always just a bad guy. I give you respect if it's deserved. I lose respect for you when you hide behind a screen, you hide behind an AD, and you hide behind a school. That's what or an organization. That's when I lose respect for you. Okay. Because those stories are coming and those stories need to happen because people need to understand that you do have an X on your back most of the time. When you turn around, be please understand that somebody is talking about you. Okay. And unfortunately, it's probably not good. Okay. And I've told my kids that if you walk into life and you expect that, it's much easier to deal with than saying, I cannot believe this happened. Why I can't believe it. Right. Now, guess what? Let's set you up for success. Let's set you up to understand what's actually going to happen. Let's set you up for this crazy world of what we call youth sports. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. I just want to give you a quick synopsis of kind of what I'm thinking that we are continuing to go. Please continue to give me the DMs, the direct messages, the comments, whatever you want me to talk about, please. And I'm working on a newsletter that will allow you to actually type it out. And you can put anonymous. I won't even know who it's coming from. If you want to give me those stories as well, I look forward to that too. So whether you're on X, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, make sure you like and subscribe to the show and like and subscribe to the channel. There's going to be multiple facets to this. There's going to be live versions. There's going to be podcast versions. But we're going to have some fun with this. We're going to tell some stories. We're going to be a voice. We're going to highlight athletes. We're also going to talk about the unfortunate circumstances that they've had to deal with, or people that haven't got to that point that had to deal with as well, whether it be family, whether it be athletes themselves, coaches, locally, nationally, you name it, it's all going to be here. Again, youth sports, and we have an open dialogue right now. The show is unnamed at the moment, but it is coming soon, April 8th. Get ready, get locked, get loaded. It's coming. Everybody have a great night.